This is West London, and I'm in a very unusual street called Leinster Gardens. What makes this street so unusual is this row of houses, and specifically numbers 23 and 24. I'm in an affluent part of West London, Bayswater, where typically a townhouse like these will be valued at around £3 to £4 million, and rents will be around £10,000 per month. But there is a problem with number 23 and 24 Leinster Gardens. The thing is, these houses don't actually exist. You may think that they do, and you can be forgiven for thinking that, but I promise you, your eyes are deceiving you. The sad thing is that these two houses have no occupants. They don't have any windows or doors or floorboards. If you knock on the front door, you discover that it isn't wooden or plastic, but rather it is a solid block of concrete painted to look like a door, to match the other doors in the road. It also seems that the front gardens are being used as somewhere to store the neighbours' bins. If you have a look around the back of the property, you can see what's going on here. You need to go down an alleyway and round the back of the houses and into Porchester Terrace. From pavement level, you can see what's been done. The fronts of number 23 and 24 are just a facade and are hiding something that local residents don't want to see. It's only when you get onto a ladder and poke your head over the top of the wall can you see the railway tracks running underneath. This is the District and Circle line on the London Underground, and if you wait for a few minutes you can see a train passing through. The large metal braces are in place in order to stop the neighbouring houses, number 22 and 25, from falling into the gap. In the 1860s, the railway network in London was expanding and starting to move underground. The first underground line in the world, the Metropolitan line, will be between Paddington and Farringdon, with 6 stations along the way. The railway authorities were faced with 2 problems. Firstly, it was very expensive and time-consuming to tunnel underground to set up the railway lines, and secondly, the tunnels would quickly become unusable due to the build-up of steam. The London Underground trains were initially run on steam, as electric trains would not be brought into use until 1890, and the trains required somewhere to release their steam. In between stations, the steam would be stored in condensers, and when the trains passed through these open-air sections, like the ones at Leinster Gardens, the condensers would be opened and they would release their steam. The railway builders used a technique known as cut and cover. They would dig down to lay a section of railway track and then cover back over the new tunnel. At Leinster Gardens, they just cut and left out the cover, leaving this section of track as a ventilation point. The work started in 1868. The 2 original houses at number 23 and 24 were demolished, and once the work was completed, the builders agreed with the local residents that they would leave the area tidy and conceal the ventilation area with a facade designed to match the rest of the terraced houses. It didn't take long for the pranks to start, with the address of 23 and 24 Leinster Gardens being used as a fake venue for non-existent dinner parties and dances, and it was not unusual for delivery drivers to turn up only to leave bewildered and confused when there was no response from the occupants. It was not unusual for the railways to hide ventilation points throughout London, sometimes in monuments or statues, but this is one of the strangest examples. This kind of building is not unique to London. There is a similar facade across the Atlantic to be found in New York City. In Brooklyn, there is 58 Jura Lemon Street. This is a similar facade to Leinster Gardens, where the New York subway built a ventilation shaft in 1907 and hid it behind a fake house. And in Paris, we have 145 Rue Lafayette, another fake house designed to hide a subway ventilation shaft. Do you know of any other fake houses built to hide unsightly engineering works? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and check out the other videos on the Offbeat London channel.